Good morning and welcome to Monday Musing. So today's Monday Musing is a request, and the request was to explain what's going on with the supply chain. So that's what I'm going to do. So basically what you need to remember about the supply chain is I want you to imagine a timer, and the old-fashioned timer where the sand runs from the top through the really narrow part and then it runs to the bottom. So what we have here is the products that are coming from all of our trading partners all over the world are on the top, and they're trying to squeeze through a bottleneck to get to us, and we're on the bottom. So what we have here is we have a time where Americans are actually purchasing more goods than services. So if you remember, a good is anything tangible or concrete, something that you can touch. So anything that you would order, for example, off Amazon, or anything that you would order from the grocery store, anything that you can literally hold in your hand or you can touch, that would be a good. Whereas a service is going to be something that is intangible. For example, when you go to the doctor or the dentist or an attorney, or even like a gym, and you have someone that is like your fitness coach, those are all services. So traditionally, the United States, we have turned to more of a service industry. People purchase more services than goods, and we also export more services. However, since we have had the pandemic and people have stayed home and people have gotten government assistance, so you've got more people with more time on their hand and with money to spend. That means that these people are now buying all these goods and services. So what does that mean for the supply chain? Well, a lot of businesses typically operate off something called just-in-time, JIT, just-in-time inventory. So for a business to have inventory, that costs money. So think of, I don't know, maybe you have ever worked for something like the Gap or Free People. All of the extra clothes or the shoes or the handbags or the jeans or whatever that are sitting in the back, that's inventory. That costs the company money. So they basically have money sitting on the shelves. So what they would rather do is have very low inventory and have the inventory come in just in time for them to use it or to sell it. So that is what just-in-time inventory is. It's a way for businesses to not have a lot of money tied up in inventory. So put all of these things together and you've sort of got the perfect storm. You've got people that are buying or demanding more goods. You've got businesses that do not have enough inventory to supply all of the demand, and it's just like a backup on top of a backup on top of a backup. Add that to all of the countries that have closed down that are some of our biggest trading partners, like China and the Asian countries. So they have literally shut their markets down for weeks on end, and then they open them back up and they try to load all of the container ships up in a hurry and they ship them out. But when they come to us, we don't have the people working at the docks, the people driving the trucks, the people driving the forklifts, the people loading and unloading. Those people aren't there because we've got this labor shortage. So that is just another place that is sort of stagnating. So think of it also like if you've ever seen a girl with long hair and their hair gets in a snarl. And what you want to do is you just want to like run a brush or a comb through it. Well, that's going to break all that hair. What you have to do is you have to just gently sort of untangle it. That's where we are right now. So we've got labor shortages. Why do we have labor shortages? Well, we've got people that during the pandemic decided either I don't like my job, or I don't like where I'm living, or I want to go back to school, or whatever it is. They did get these government checks that enabled them to sort of sit back and say, I'm not going back to that job, or I'm going to not live wherever I was living, or I want to completely change my life, whatever. So now we've got people that are not filling these jobs. So therefore, even if the ships do come in, which they are, they're sitting in LA, we don't have anyone to unload them. So I'm going to go down here. And Joe Biden laid out a plan to save Christmas, a deal to keep the Port of LA operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to clear the massive backlog of cargo. However, if there's no one there to work it, it doesn't matter how long you stay open, it's still going to take a long time to do that. So we've got that. We've got Americans that are demanding more products. We've got countries that are not able to fill that demand. And then it says we've spent decades optimizing supply chains to carry a specific amount of cargo during specific times of the year across specific modes of transportation. And as we broke the capacity of the systems, everything broke down. So everything is just bottlenecking right here. So China had a zero tolerance policy for the coronavirus. It shut down major shipping terminals. Other companies like Nike use Vietnam. They were paralyzed by the lockdowns. We've had a problem with shipping containers. We've had a problem with raw materials that are needed to make technical goods. So it basically is just one problem after another. Even when goods do make it to us, they're stalled at ports thanks to a series of overlapping problems. So what is the bottom line solution here? So I'm going to scroll all the way down, and I'm going to put this link on there so that you want to read it. But the bottom problem is we are going to be frustrated. This is not something that's going to work itself out in a matter of months. It's probably going to take at least 6 months to work this bottleneck out. Some things will be cleared quicker than others. So what does this mean to you? If you're going to be Christmas shopping, you want to get that done early, not late. Or maybe you can say, oh, hey, we're going to put it off until later when maybe things are a little bit cheaper. So it is considered a luxury problem because it's not like the Great Recession when people didn't have money. Now people do have money. They just can't get the goods that they want. So I hope that answers some of your questions. If you would like me to go over anything else that you wonder about, then please send me an email.